Okay. Hi, people. Hi, everyone. As usual, need a confirmation in the chat box regarding the sounds. Am I loud and clear? All cool? All good? Yes. Can I get a confirmation in the chat box? Yes. Good. So, perfect. Then, today we are going to start the chapter number 12, which is correction of errors. So this particular chapter, people, in the previous sessions in O levels, people, uh, from the previous paper, they removed this particular chapter. They didn't ask questions. So as a result of that, in certain schools, what they did was they didn't teach this particular part. And in certain schools, they are following the same trend of by thinking this part will not be there for the upcoming O-level exams also. So in certain schools, sometimes we will not study this. But people, to be in a safe side, okay, to be in a safe side, let's learn this particular chapter, which is correction of errors. Because this chapter is there in your syllabus. Last time, due to a time problem where the students and the schools didn't get the enough time to complete the syllabus, there was a small reduction happen from your syllabus. So let's keep all those things aside, people. We learn the chapter properly. Okay. This is a chapter which is there in your syllabus. Correction of errors. Then here, simply, what are we going to do, Lamai? We are going to correct errors. We are going to correct errors. So when you are correcting errors, you can't make an error. That is very important. Lot of students are there. They will correct the error. When they are correcting the error, they will make the error. So it cannot happen, no lamai. Lajjai. It's like, Machang, you are wrong. I know how to do. I'll correct this properly. Gila, you are also making another mistake. So it cannot happen. Okay. So this particular chapter is a little tough, a challenging chapter. This is a challenging chapter, especially for the students who don't have a good knowledge in double entries. So if you are weak in double entries, this particular chapter is going to be a very difficult chapter for you. It's going to be a nightmare. අට සෑහෙන අමාරු chapter එකක් වෙනවා මේක. So people, again and again I am telling you can be a person who is good in accounting. You can be that kind of person. Only thing is people practice. So now we are in the last chapter of the unit 10, grade 10. So still if you are struggling in double entries means people, there is a big problem. So I can tell you what you should do. Take my Tutes, do my questions 2 times, 3 times. So you have to put that effort. If you put that effort, Lamai, your commerce subject will be sorted. And not only that, if you are expecting to do A-level commerce, accounting you have to do. No? Accounting you must do. So accounting will be another difficult journey for you after that. When you are doing A-levels. And people, afterwards, you will not be able to do any kind of professional qualifications also, without having the base knowledge properly. You can't do ACCA, you can't do CIMA, chartered, anything you will not be able to do properly without having that base knowledge. And you will not be able to do a degree, finance degree properly. So you see the impact. අර දැන් දාන්න ඕන effort එක ඔයා දැම්මේ නැත්තම්, the effort that you should put in now, if you are not willing to put that effort now, lamai, consequences you will have to face for a long run. Then only or not only for your O-level exams. In your A-level exams, you'll have to face the consequences. When you are doing a degree, you have to face the consequences. If not, if you are doing a professional qualification like chartered or ACC or CIMA, something like that, you have to face the consequences. So why am I telling this one again and again, people? Practice, practice, practice. Not only this subject. Any subject, if you are finding difficult, if you practice, if you work for that, you can easily tackle the subject. Don't give up now. Don't be lazy. A lot of people are lazy. They are not willing to put that extra effort. Don't do that. Put that extra effort. So let's come to the chapter correction of errors, people. Before learning the correction of errors, how to correct the errors, we have an understanding in what are the places that generally businesses or the accountants, who are the people making the accounts, can make mistakes. So let's go through the basic financial accounting process that you have studied. First, you will have the transaction and events. For each transaction and event, you have the source document. So based on these transactions and events and the source documents that you have, you will post it in the prime entry books. Prime entry books. Then from the prime entry books, you will post it into the ledgers. Then you will calculate the closing balances of ledgers. Using the closing balances of the ledgers, you will prepare the trial balance. Using the trial balance, we will prepare the financial statements. So this is what people we completed last week. Last week, we took some source documents. From that, we prepared some prime entry books. If not, if they have given some transactions, we recorded it in the prime entry books. Cash book, bank book, petty cash book, sales journal, purchase journal, general journal. Then we recorded, so we are recording the initial record there. Then we recorded it in the T accounts, ledger, T accounts. Then we took the closing balances of all the ledgers. Then we prepared trial balance. Using the trial balance, we prepared the financial statements. So this is a huge journey, no? Huge journey. So financial statements we didn't do. We learn up to the trial balance. Next is financial statements, which is there in the grade level. So this is what up to this point only you have in the grade 10. Financial statements is there in the grade level. So what you have to understand, Lamai, when you are preparing accounts, think practically. Yeah? First place that you can make some mistakes when you are preparing the prime entry books. No? When you are preparing the prime entry books, you can make some mistakes. Example, I am telling, example. You are doing a credit sale, 100,000. Instead of 100,000, you have written in your sales journal as 10,000. Possible nilamai. Instead of writing the 100,000 sales, in your sales journal, you have written it as 10,000. Error which occurred when you are preparing the prime entry books. Let's take another example. A purchase of 50,000, you have to record it in the purchase journal. No, you have recorded it in the sales journal. Then sales journal also wrong, purchase journal also wrong. They come aware. Then first what you have to understand, there can be certain mistakes where our accountants or the finance people might do when they are preparing the prime entry books. Errors when they are preparing the prime entry books. When they are preparing the prime entry books. I gave you few examples now. Then ඕක හරියට කරා කියමුකෝ, we'll assume you prepared all your prime entry books properly without any mistakes. Now you are giving these books to the other person to post the ledger account, to post it to the ledger, to post the double entries, debit credit දාන්න දෙනවා. Prime entry book එකේ අපි record කරන එක විතරයිනේ කරන්නේ. We are recording the transaction. There is another person to do the debit credit. What this bugger might do, this bugger will make some mistakes. He might record cash receipt in the cash payment side. Sometimes cash, whatever the payments that you are making should be there in the cash account. He will go and write it in the creditor account. Mistakes nilamai. So errors can happen when you are posting the transactions to the ledgers. Errors can happen when you are posting the transaction to ledgers. Ledgers means T accounts. Sometimes debit items you might have credited, credit items you might have debited. Mistakes. Now we'll assume you have prepared the prime entry books perfectly. Ledgers also perfectly you prepare. Okay. At the end of the period, you are taking the closing balances of the ledgers too. When you are taking the closing balance, instead of 10,000 balance, you have taken the balance as 100,000. So you might make mistakes when you are getting the closing balances of the ledgers. Errors can happen. Errors can happen when you are calculating the closing balances. Closing balances of ledgers. Now we'll assume you have prepared the prime entry books perfectly. Ledger accounts, everything perfect. Closing balances also calculated perfectly. Everything is spot on. Nicely done. Now from the closing balances of the T accounts closing balances, we will go and put it to the trial balance now. When you are putting to the trial balance, sales account, you have calculated everything properly. We'll assume you have calculated as 500,000. In the trial balance, you are writing it as 50,000. Cash, you have calculated everything properly. Cash balance is there 20,000. Cash is a debit, no? Asset, no? Asset should be a debit balance. Cash 20,000, mistakenly you have written it as credit side. Purchase expense. Purchase 100,000 is there. You have written it in the credit side of the trial balance. So mistakes can happen when you are preparing the trial balance. Errors can happen when you are preparing the trial balance. So different stages. Different stages. Errors can happen sometimes when you are preparing the prime entry books. Errors can happen when you are preparing the T accounts. Errors can happen when you are calculating the balances of the T accounts, ledger accounts. Errors can happen when you are preparing the trial balance. You will do everything properly. Trial balance. So these are the 4 types of errors which is there in your syllabus. So that note only I have given here, people. Here see. Errors may occur when recording it in the prime entry books. Errors may occur when posting to the ledger accounts. Errors may occur when balancing the ledger accounts. Errors may occur when you are preparing the trial balance. So we should know, lamai, how to correct each and every error. මේ errors correct කරන්නේ කොහොමද කියලා ඔයා දැනගෙන ඉන්න ඕනේ. You should know. So before moving to correction of the errors, now these are the places where we might make errors. We might make errors when we are preparing the prime entry books. We might make errors when we are posting to the ledgers. We might make errors when we are calculating the closing balances. When we might make errors when we are preparing the trial balance. So we have to correct these errors. Okay, you know now. We have to correct the errors. We should correct the errors. Mistakes accounts. You can't keep mistakes. So these errors, people, on the these errors now I told you. These errors broadly we can classify into 2. These errors broadly we can classify into 2. What are the 2? On the having an impact on the agreement of trial balance. I'll teach you. Not having an impact on the agreement of trial balance. So what is this, people? This is very important. Yeah? There are certain errors, mistakes. There are certain mistakes which will have an impact on agreement of trial balance. What is this agreement here? What is this agreement of trial balance? Agreement of trial balance means, lamai, agreement of trial balance means the total of the debit side and total of the credit side, if it is not same, we will say trial balance is not agreeing. Example, debit side total you have 100,000, credit side total you have 110,000. Trial balance no lamai. Trial balance, debit side and credit side should be the same. Trial balance, debit side and credit side should be the same. If it is not same, there is a mistake. If it is not same, there is a mistake. So certain errors are there, lamai. Certain errors are there which will lead to the difference in the agreement of the trial balance. That means the total of the debits column you will get 100,000. Total of the credit column you will get 110,000 in the trial balance. Not same, nilamai. Not same. Having an impact on the agreement. certain errors are there. You will not trust me. Even that error is there, my trial balance will balance. අපි බලමු මොනවද කියලා ඒවා. We'll see. Seriously. There are certain errors. Even you make the mistake when you are preparing the accounts. Total of the trial balance is there, no? It will balance. It will agree. This is not agree. It will agree. Mistakes are there. Still trial balance is balanced. So we will see the situations. Don't worry. No matter situations explain karan. So do remember lamai. Do remember, just because your trial balance is balancing, it doesn't mean your accounts are correct. Just because your trial balance is balancing, it doesn't mean your accounts are correct. No. I am telling no. I will teach you. I will teach you. There are situations, even your trial balance is balancing. Even your trial balance is agreeing. That means total of the debit side and total of the credit side is same. Even it is balancing, even it is agreeing, mistakes can be there. Mistakes can be there. එහෙමත් කියනවද sir? ඔව් පුතා කියනවා. Certain students are there they think, if I make some mistakes in accounts, my trial balance will not balance. No. There are situations, even you make mistakes in accounts, still trial balance will balance. There are situations. I will teach. So for the time being, remember, for the time being, trial balance agreeing means total of the debit side, total of the debit column is equal to the total of the credit column. Not agreeing means total of the debit column in the trial balance, total of the debit column in the trial balance is not same. සමාන වෙන්නේ නැහැ to the total of the credit column of the trial balance. Not same. Not agreeing. Agreeing means total of the debit and credit is same. Not agreeing means total of debit and credit is not same. I told you people, again I am reminding, you might make mistakes in accounts, still your trial balance can balance. Don't ever think just because your trial balance is balancing, that means agreeing, total of the debit and credit is same, there are no errors in your accounts. There are no mistakes in your accounts. කියලා හිතන්නවත් එපා කවදාවත්. There can be possibilities. Chance එකක් තියෙන්න පුළුවන්. There can be a possibility. Chance can be there. The accounts can be wrong sometimes. Sometimes හරි වෙන්න පුළුවන්. ඔයා වැඩක් නම් ඉතින් ගාන්ට accounts හදලා ඇති. Okay. Now what we are going to learn, people, examples. What kind of transactions will lead to not to balance the trial balance? What kind of transaction and errors will lead to still the trial balance is balanced? Bala. Ekeng eka bala. We'll learn one by. So whatever the thing that I explain right now, people, Everything is there in the note. Everything is there in the note. So do not worry. Okay. Do not worry. Now let's move to the first one. Errors that do not affect. Do not affect. Do not. ඒ කියන්නේ අපි බලන්න යන්නේ මෙන්න මේ second situation එක. Second situation. That means totals are going to be the same, but still there are errors. යකෝ. කොහොමද? කියනවා බලමු. Some errors that occurs in the process might not affect the agreement. Might not affect the agreement. There are certain errors might not affect the agreement. That means balancing of the trial balance. Therefore, even such errors occurred, the total of the debit column would be equal to the total of the credit column in the trial balance. The errors are also known as the errors that are not revealed by the trial balance. Trial balance එක බලලා හොයාගන්න බැරි errors. Because trial balance is balanced, no? Yeah, debit total, credit total same. So when you are looking at the trial balance, you think, you feel, mama patta account. I don't have any mistakes, no? My trial balance balanced. There can be certain mistakes. If you make those mistakes, still the trial balance will balance. අපි බලමු එකෙන් එක මොකක්ද කියලා. Okay. So let's come to the first one. Question number 1. A complete omission. Complete omission means you have completely missed one transaction. You have completely missed one transaction. මාර සීන් එක. ඒ transaction එක නැත්තන් ළමයි හිතලා බලන්න. Debit value also not there, credit value also not there. If the transaction is not there, debit is also not there, credit is also not there. Then trial balance will balance. Example, let's take a example. I'm just saying. Just. Here I am saying, open it. Oh, we had some cash with us. Cash. Okay. 100,000. We had some cash with us, 100,000. And maybe we had a debtor balance or creditor balance. We had a creditor balance of 30,000. And we had some capital 70,000. I'm just saying. Just saying. Okay. So during the year, only one transaction happened. What is that transaction happened? During the year, only one transaction happened. Owner invested rupees 15,000 to the business. This is the only transaction. Now what happened was, mistakenly you have not recorded this. Now make a record කරලා නැහැ. You have not recorded. You have missed the transaction. Forgot. Completely omitted. Completely omitted means completely missed. Yeah, miss kar. Now using the information that you have, you forgot this one or no? Now you forgot this one. You are preparing the trial balance. ගහන trial balance එක. ඔයා ගාව තියෙන information ටික පාවිච්චි කරලා you are preparing the trial balance. Trial balance, cash, debit, credit. Cash is there 100,000. Okay. Debit side no. Creditor liability. Creditor is a liability. Liability should come to the credit side, 30,000. Capital. Capital is equity. Equity should come to the credit side, 70,000. Now you are balancing the trial balance, 100,000, 100,000. Shah. Trial balance එක balance දෙමාගේ. That means errors මොකුත් නැහැ නේද? මම පට්ට වැඩ්ඩා. No, man. There is a mistake, no, in your accounts. What is the mistake? You have not taken this transaction. You have missed one transaction. Then what should be the correct balances if you record the transaction properly, Lamai? If owner invests money, cash will increase by 15,000. Since the owner is investing, capital will increase by 15,000. Then what is the corrected balances, people? Cash is 115,000. Creditors, no change, 30,000. Capital, 85,000. So these are the corrected values. So this trial balance is a wrong trial balance. Wrong. Balance una, but still wrong. Balance una, but still wrong. Then what is the corrected trial balance? What is the corrected trial balance? Corrected trial balance. Debit, credit, cash corrected value is how much? 115,000. Creditor didn't change, no. Creditor is same 30,000. Capital corrected balance 85,000. Now you take the total. 115,000, 115,000. This is the correct trial balance. After correcting the mistake. So what is the mistake that we have done here? What is the mistake that we have done here? We have completely missed a transaction. Still your account balance නිලමයි. මේ බලන්න වැරදියට හදලත් account balance. වැරදියට හදලා trial balance එක balance. That's what I told. It's agreeing. Balancing. Agreeing. Debit total and credit total is same. Debit totals 100,000, credit totals 100,000. You might think, oh, my accounts are perfect. No. Mistake එකක් තිබිලා තියෙනවා. There was a mistake. Still your accounts balanced. Agreed. So this is an error, people, where we couldn't find when we look at the wrong trial balance. Trial balance එක බලපු ගමන් අපිට ඔක හොයාගන්න බැරි වුණා. Because trial balance is balancing, agreeing. Anyone by nature, they will think, no problems, no errors are there. So what is this error? A complete omission. Complete omission means completely missed a transaction. So if you have completely missed a transaction, debit value also missed, credit value also missed. දෙකම missing the balance එක නෝන්නේ බං කොහොමද? So now let's get into the question. Question number 1. Question number 1. What are they telling? An invoice of 50,000 has been completely omitted from the books of accounts. So people, if there is a complete omission, to correct it, what we should do, Lamai? Now here, what did we do? Simply we recorded it. Neither. If you have missed a transaction, simply what you should do, record it. ඔච්චරයි කරන්න තියෙන්නේ. First one. complete omission. If there is a complete omission, to correct it, what you should do, Lamai, simply record the transaction. Correction. Debit the 50,000 credit purchase. Purchase account. Debit the purchase account. It's a credit purchase. Credit the creditor account. 50,000. 50,000. If there is a complete omission, to correct it, simply record the transaction. Simply record the transaction. That's the game. So write it, people. Write it. Once you are done, post a letter D in the chat box. Once you are done, post a letter D in the chat box. So finally, we will prepare the general journal, people. First, we'll get the learning. Then we'll prepare the general. First. If you are done, just let me know. Done. Good. Now let's move to the second. Now, second one, what are they telling? Recording the correct double entry, but with incorrect values. Correct double entry with wrong values. Correct double entry with wrong values. Correct double entry with wrong values. Here, what's the example they have given? Credit sale 20,000 has been recorded as 2,000 erroneously in the sales journal. So what has happened, people? 20,000, you have recorded it as 2,000. We'll assume that is the only transaction which is there in the business. Okay. Only transaction which is there in the business. So error, mistake. So what should be the double entry, Lamai? What you have done, it's a credit sale. Debit the debtor account. Credit the sales account. Instead of putting a 20,000, you have written a 2,000. Instead of writing a 20,000, you have written a 2,000. Let me use a different color. Mistake ni api ratu paten damu. What is the mistake? The mistake what you have done, debit debtor account, credit, sales account, $2,000. You have recorded it as 2,000. You have recorded it as 2,000. Now, using this lamai, if you prepare the trial balance, we'll assume this is the trial balance. Wrong. Debit, credit. So, people, debtor 2,000 and sales 2,000. Yes. Here, they are telling credit sale 20,000 has been recorded as 2,000 in sales journal. That means correct double entry. Now, sales journal wrong means journal එකෙන් අපි අන්තිමට දාන්නේ sales account එකටයි debtor account එකටයි ළමයි. So you should have that knowledge. From the sales journal only, we will put it to the debtor account, we will put it to the sales account. So let me draw a sales journal also. එතනින්දම මම ගන්නම්කෝ එතකොට ඔයාට. තව හොඳට තේරෙයිනේ. Prime entry book එකේ ඉඳන්ම ගන්නම්කෝ. I'll get it from the prime entry book itself. Mistake. So this is the sales journal. Sales journal. Okay. And here you have a date, maybe a invoice number, and a customer and a value. This is the sales journal. So here you had few sales. Okay. One of the sales, what has happened? One of the sales, instead of writing 20,000, you have written it as 2,000. You have written it as 2,000. We'll assume that's the only entry කියලා. We'll hit them. So based on this only, you will post the double entries. So how you have posted the double entries? Debited the debtor account 2,000, sales account 2,000. And based on this, you have prepared the trial balance also. Trial balance, which is the wrong one. Debit, credit. Debtor is a debit balance 2,000. Sales is a credit balance 2,000. Trial balance is balancing. Trial balance is balancing. No issues, no mistakes, no errors, not a problem. Perfect. So if I prepare the T accounts, this is the debtor account. This is the sales account. Here you have recorded 2,000. Here you have recorded 2,000. Trial balance also balancing. Everyone tell me, even the trial balance is agreeing. The way that you have prepared the accounts is correct or wrong? Tell me, Viva. Even your trial balance is agreeing. The way that you prepared the accounts is correct or wrong? Wrong. Instead of 20,000, you have written 2,000. And how much missing? Another how much missing? Tell me. Another 18,000 missing. Another 18,000 missing. So already you recorded 2,000. Then what's the correction? What's the correction? Help me, Lamai. Debtor AK 18,000 missing. Sales AK 18,000 missing. That is the correction. Debit debtor account 18,000 as we did here. Credit sales account 18. Why 18,000? Already 2,000 recorded. Already 2,000 recorded. So this is the correction. Then people, what's the learning that you should get from here? What's the learning? If wrong, if correct double entry, if correct double entry is recorded with wrong values, in order to correct it, we should make necessary adjustments to the relevant accounts in order to take it to the correct balance. So here in this question, to take that wrong amount to the correct amount, to take that wrong amount to the correct amount, the wrong 2,000 to the correct 20,000, we added another 18,000. Sampurna ekama liya. Write down the complete set. Entirely. Write down the entire thing. Now people, after correcting, you see in the debtor account 20,000 is there, sales account 20,000 is there. So now we can prepare the corrected trial balance. Trial balance corrected. Debit, credit. Debtor 20,000. Sales 20,000. Balancing to 20,000. 20,000. 20,000. Balancing to 20,000. Yes, yes. Both. red one, green one. It's better if you can also write in two different colors. So red one I use to indicate the wrong ones. Green ones I use to indicate the corrected ones. Correction green. So it's better if you also can use two different colors. My book, it's okay to use red pen also. School book red pen teacher my book, it's okay to use the red pen. Not a problem. Maybe wrong one with the red pen, correction with maybe the blue pen. People, when is the third term test exam? Any idea? So now your schools are like the old schedule, no? December, are they giving holidays for you people? Or still are they running with the effects of Corona? December holidays, no? 1 month holiday. November 14th for international schools. Those days I can remember people. I loved those holidays, especially December one. Single and Tamil New Year one is very short, 2 weeks or something. There was 1 month holiday for in the month of August. And in the month of December also 1 month holiday. Nice time. Yunus, you're asking in grade 10 or grade 11? Grade 10? No. Grade 11? Yes. Grade 11 means O level, O level. That's the O level year, no? Yeah, grade 11. කාගෙන වැඩ කරනවා. People, once you all are done, post a letter D, okay? D. Done. Good. So people, we are done with 2. Immediately. First one, what is that? Completely missed. If it is completely missed, to correct it, what we should do? Simply write it. If it is completely missed, to correct it, simply write it. That's the only thing that you have to do. Second one, you recorded the double entries, everything properly, but with wrong value. Instead of 20,000, you have recorded 2,000. Under value. Under. Aduenda. So in order to correct it, what we should do, people, we have to do the necessary adjustment to take the wrong value to the correct value. We should make necessary adjustment to take the wrong value to the correct value. That's it. Good question. So Yunus is asking, sir, when these corrections will happen. Generally, Yunus, end of the year. End of the year when we are preparing the accounts. Generally, once a year, no, we are preparing the accounts. Accounts but generally, in real world, once a year only, we will prepare the accounts. So when we are preparing the accounts, when we find these errors, end of the year only, we will correct these errors. End of the year. Last day. If it is 31st December, we will correct. So this correction should happen using a general journal. Here I am just giving you the learning. පස්සේ ඕක general journal එකේ record කරන්නේ කොහොමද කියලා බලමු. Okay? We have to do the correction using a general journal. So how to record it in the general journal, we'll see it later. Now let's move to the third one. Third. The third one, same transaction recorded 2 times in the books. Same transaction twice. Same transaction twice record. So let's take an example again, people. Here what they have given. Purchase invoice 10,000 has been recorded twice in the books. So we'll prepare a small purchase journal. Date. Invoice. Number. Invoice number. Supplier. Amount. Okay. So this is a small purchase journal. What has happened, Lamai? We'll assume the invoice number example. I'm just saying. Invoice number 15. Amount is 10,000. Some XYZ supplier Lamai. Amount is 10,000. This is recorded 2 times. Varadda. Again 15 kila dala, again 10,000 dala. Same invoice 2 times. So here mistakenly you have calculated the total as 20,000. Now you have recorded it in the ledger accounts, T accounts, debited the purchase account 20,000, credited the creditor account 20,000. That means what has happened is, if I prepare a small T account, if this is the purchase account, if this is the creditor account, I'm just saying this 10,000, you have recorded it 2 times. Mistaken. Then using this one, people, if you have prepared a trial balance, If you have prepared a trial balance, which is a wrong one, debit and credit. Purchase account, you have a total of 20,000. And creditor account, you have a total of 20,000. So you see, still the trial balance is balancing. Huh? Still, the trial balance is balancing. 20,000, 20,000 balancing. But there is a mistake in the accounts. Trial balance is balancing means trial balance is agreeing. But still there is a mistake. Even though trial balance balances. Now you are getting the art of correcting. Huh? To correct what I should do. Same entry recorded 2 times. Same entry recorded 2 times. To correct it, what I should do. Yeah. දැන් ඔයාගේ ඇතුලේ art එක එන්න ඕනේ. Correction art එක එන්න ඕනේ. That's why people I am taking so much of time to explain and to put it to your head problem. If you have recorded it 2 times mistakenly, to correct it, just type and tell me. Can correction entry එක යවන්න එපා මට. But we should do. ඒක කියන්නේ. To correct it, what we should do. Don't tell me the correction entry. Tell me what we should do. Simple. If you have recorded 2 times, to correct it, what you should do, remove 1 entry. No? Remove 1 entry. එක entry එකක් ගලවලා දාන්න. Just remove 1 entry. So the correction entry, remove this one by putting it to the credit side. Correct. Reverse 1 entry. Correction. If same transaction is recorded twice, to correct it, simply reverse 1 entry. So here credit 1 entry, here debit 1 entry. Then debit the creditor account 10,000. Credit the purchase account 10,000. Just reverse 1 entry. Just reverse 1 entry. So now people, once you reverse 1 entry, මෙයාට මෙයා cancel වෙලා යනවා. ඒක 10,000 එකයි balance වෙන්නේ. මෙයාට මෙයා cancel වෙලා යනවා. ඒක 10,000 එකයි balance වෙන්නේ. There will be only 10,000 balancing. Trial balance corrected. Debit, credit. So purchase account 10,000 to another 10,000 will get cancelled off. So the balance is only 10,000. Creditor also 10,000. Done. Done. Good. So people, then we are done with 3. Again, let's go through the 3 people. First one, you have not recorded the entry. You have not recorded the entry. If you have not recorded the entry, what you should do? What's the correction? Record it. Second one, you have recorded the double entries, everything properly you have recorded, but with wrong values. So if you have recorded a wrong value, you have to make the necessary adjustment to take it to the correct value. Make the necessary adjustment to take it to the correct value. HRI. Third one, same transaction recorded 2 times. Same transaction recorded 2 times. So in order to correct it, reverse 1. Reverse 1. Reverse 1. Simple as that. Good. Now let's move to the fourth one. Hathara. Recording the values of a transaction in an incorrect account instead of the relevant account. Recording in a different account. That means people, purchase amount, you are going and recording it in the debtor account. Example. Furniture purchase 10,000. You are going and recording it in the equipment account. 10,000. If you have that kind of errors, how to correct it? That's what we are going to see now. Recording in a different account. Recorded in a different account instead of correct account. Instead of correct account. No, I didn't explain, Zakini. I didn't explain. Huh? I didn't explain anything. So you have recorded it in a different account. Example I took, you are purchasing a furniture, 10,000. You have recorded it in the cash account, but instead of writing in the furniture account, you have recorded it in the equipment account. Something like cash account is recorded properly. Without writing in the furniture account, you have written it under the equipment account. Something like that. So let's get that learning. Mistake. Office equipment that had been purchased for business use, 200,000 debited in the purchase account. So people, what's the mistake that you have done? Debit. Here's the office equipment purchased for business use. 200,000 is debited to purchase account. Wrong, no, man. You have debited to the purchase account. 200,000 credited to the cash account, 200,000. So this entry is fine. Cash account is fine. වරද්දලා තියෙන්නේ මෙයාව. Equipment purchase should go to equipment account නේ ළමයි. Equipment purchase should go to equipment account. You have recorded it in the purchase account. So if I draw the T accounts, instead of writing it in the equipment account, you have recorded it in the purchase account. 200,000. This is correct. Cash one is fine. Here 200,000. So if you have prepared the trial balance, in the trial balance, so this is the trial balance, the wrong one. Debit, credit, purchase account has a value of 200. Cash 200,000. So cash ideally cannot be credit. People here will assume it's a bank overdraft වගේ එකක් කියලා will assume just for learning purpose. Then people, to correct it, what you should do? Think people. To correct it, what you should do? So this is correct. Recording it in the cash account is not a problem. Recording in the purchase account is the mistake. Then what you should do to correct it? To correct it, what you should do? හිතලා බලලා කියන්න බලන්න. Think and tell me. To correct it, what you should do? Simple, no? Remove from the purchase account. Write it to the correct account. Equipment. Write it to the correct account. ඔච්චරයි. So what is the correction, lamai? What is the correction? If a transaction is recorded in a wrong account instead of correct account, in order to correct it, remove from the wrong account. So here people, we are removing from the wrong account. We should remove from the wrong account. So we shouldn't put it to the purchase, no. Credit from the purchase account. Purchase account, 200,000. Remove from the wrong account and record it. Record it to the correct account. Record it to the correct account. What's the correct account? Equipment account. So debit the equipment account, 200,000. 200,000. ඔච්චරයි කතාව. Remove from the wrong account and record it in the correct account. So now if you prepare the trial balance, lamai, trial balance corrected, debit, credit. So this to this will get cancelled off. Purchase account, nothing is there. So equipment, 200,000 debit, cash, 200,000 credit. Finish it and let me know now. Finish it and let me know. You are done, just let me know. Huh? Finished, people? Done? Hello? Good. So, what are the four errors that we studied up to now? First one, if the transaction is not recorded at all. If the transaction is not recorded at all, complete omission, what you should do, record it. Harini, that is the first one. Second one, correctly recorded double entry, everything is fine, but wrong values. Wrong values. If that's the case, do the adjustment to take it to the correct value. Do the adjustment to take it to the correct value. Third one, recorded it 2 times. Recorded the same transaction 2 times. Then to correct it, what we should do? Reverse one. एक reverse करना. Fourth one, recorded the transaction in a wrong account instead of the correct account. Make it one. Equipment account के लिए unknown एक purchase account के. The item that you have to write it in the equipment account, you have recorded it in the purchase account. Wrong. So remove from the purchase account and put it to the equipment account. Remove from the wrong account and put it to the correct account. So here we got the learning. Here we got the learning. We'll put a small summary paper. Then we'll go to the general journal. General journal here we just got the learning. Not recorded at all. Not recorded at all. Complete omission. Complete omission. Simply record it. Simply record it. Write it, people. We are gonna write it. Second one, wrong amount. Just to take it to the correct amount. Third one, twice. Twice. Reverse one entry. Fourth one, wrong account. Remove from wrong and write to the correct account. And write to the correct account. Write to the correct account. No no impact to the agreement of team. No impact to the agreement of team. Okay, everyone quickly prepare general journal nama. 5 minute work. විනාඩි 5ක් වැඩක් තියෙනවා. Date is there. What else is there in the general journal? Voucher. Number is there. Description, take it little bigger, people. Description ලොකුවට ගන්න පොඩ්ඩක්. Okay, take it little bigger. Debit and credit. Yes, you can add the ledger folio also. General journal. General journal. For the date, we'll write the transaction number, people. So here only we have to write the correction entries. Ideally, we have to correct the entries using the general journal. First one, what's the correction entry, Lamai? First one, debit debtor, credit sales. Debit debtor, debtor account, debit, What is the value? 18,000. No. Debit purchase, credit creditors. No, 50,000. Debit purchase, credit creditor. Purchase account, debit 50,000, credit account 50,000. Then you can write the narration, correction of complete omission of the purchase invoice. Correction of complete omission of rupees 50,000 purchase invoice. Inuti, once you are done, just let me know. Huh? Okay. Second one, Lamai. Tell me the double entry for the second one. Debtors account, correction entry, yeah? Debtors account debit 18,000. Then sales account credit 18,000. That's a correction entry. Correction of understatement. Understatement means you have recorded a less value. Understatement of 18,000 debtor and sales value. Understatement කියන්නේ අඩුවෙන් ලියන. You have written less 18,000. Overstatement means වැඩියෙන්. Third. What is the third one? Debit creditor, credit purchase 10,000. Correction of purchase rupees 10,000 being recorded twice. Final one. Equipment account debit 200,000 and the purchase account credit 200,000. Correction of rupees 200,000 equipment purchase being recorded in the purchase account. Okay, people, once you all are done, let me know. D, D for done. So again, people, before finishing one last time, 4 errors, 4 corrections. So we started. We'll quickly run through the complete note, people. We will make mistakes when we are posting it into the prime entry book, when we are preparing the T accounts, when we are taking the closing balances of the ledgers, when we are preparing the trial balance. So somehow these errors, people, we split into two. Certain errors are there. Yeah, your trial balance still it will balance, no impact to the agreement of the trial balance, but errors are there. Certain errors are there. When you look at the trial balance, you can see there is an error because trial balance is not balancing, not agreeing. So we started with the items or the errors, where you cannot find from the trial balance. That means no impact is there for the agreement of the trial balance. Trial balance is agreed, samana, but there are certain errors. So what are the 4 errors that we studied, people? First one is complete omission, completely not recorded. So to correct it, simply record it. Second one, double entry, everything is correct. Wrong amount is recorded. So if it is wrong amount recorded, make the necessary adjustment to take it to the correct amount. If it is 2,000, to take it to the 20,000, add 18,000. 200,000, if you have recorded it as, we'll assume 250,000. So 250,000 to take it back to 200,000, deduct 50,000 from both the accounts. Next one, same transaction recorded twice. To correct it, reverse one transaction. Fourth one, you have recorded everything properly, but instead of writing in one account, you have recorded it in another account. So remove from the wrong account and record it in the correct account. So these are the 4 errors and the ways that you can correct it. That's it with that particular area. So people who asked for me to show the general journal again, here it is there. You all can write it. Other students who are done with it, bye-bye. Let's meet again next week. Jai. No problem. Welcome. No problem, guys. Bye bye. No issues.